I'm continuing with weekend call, but I've just come back to the call room to rest a bit. Anyway, the reason I'm vlogging currently is because you see when you're coming from the call room from the hospital to the call room, you usually pass through a small field, and adjacent to the field there is a graveyard. So currently it's so windy outside. It's very cold, very windy and dark. There are no lights like along the pathway. So, and you can imagine I'm passing through the graveyard and then it's so windy. So there are all these shadows and the trees are just moving in a weird way. Anyway, it was just so scary. Can you imagine passing next to a graveyard at night and the way it's windy and it just looks like you're being followed by things that are non-existent. I was literally scared by my shadow because as I was walking, I'm just thinking at how like there are so many things moving around, and then I see something that looks like me. I'm like, what the hell? Why is it moving towards me? Anyway, so nothing really much to update during the weekend call. Apparently, AMED calls are usually kind of chilled compared to the other calls. Like, I think the one rotation that beats AMED is community health because you don't really even get to spend the night at the hospital. Um, yeah, I was expecting to admit a patient who came in with some pleural effusion, but she ended up being a surgery patient, and I've sorted out all the patients in the floors who needed to be sorted out. Tomorrow we'll be rounding on the patients at 8 a.m. That's on Sunday. So yeah, really nothing much so far. Hopefully it won't be cold and I'll get to have a good night's sleep. Okay, bye. Hello. So today is Sunday and I'm just returning to my call room. I was called at around, I managed to sleep like after the last update I gave you guys. I slept and then I was called at around a few minutes to 6 there that there was a patient who was tachycardic. So I went and reviewed the patient. They had already started fluid bolus, though I'm not sure why they were bolusing the patient, considering she didn't have low BPs and she was saturating well also, like she wasn't symptomatic. So what I did was I ended up doing an ECG. I'm happy about that because it's the first time I'm doing an ECG like alone without anyone around, like as the primary person. So I did an ECG. I saw that the patient was in having an SVT. Went and informed the guys in ICU. So the plan was we needed to take the leg to make sure the heart rate goes down. So they were to do a vasovagal maneuver, the carotid massage, and the, what are they called? Valsalva maneuver. Yeah. But it didn't work. Like instead of the heart rate going down, it was going up. So I informed the consultant and we were to step up the patient to HDU. And then when she reached there, because there was no HDU bed space, she was taken to ICU because we needed a monitor. And then we gave her amiodarone. And it was the first time I was doing this, so it was so, okay for me, not for the patient, for me it was so interesting. We gave her amiodarone and then her heart rate just went down like whoosh. And then there was a point where she was getting VTAC. So, and then there was a point she was asystole, like in a matter of a few seconds. It was so interesting, honestly, looking at the monitor. But she was okay. Her GCS the whole time was 15/15. She was never symptomatic. And by the time I was leaving, her heart rate had dropped to, I think, 126. Her BP at a point had gone to the 170s, but by the time I was leaving, it was at like up 100. Yeah, so she's now in HDU. She's being monitored. As I said, before I leave the hospital, I usually like making sure like everyone else is okay. So I went to casualty, found a patient who had presented with reducing GCS. I'm not really sure what we are managing her for at the moment, but we've done a couple of tests. So far, none of the tests have been conclusive. And I got to do an LP, which again, good for me, not so good for the patient, but from a learning point of view, it's good. So yeah, she's going to go up to the ICU because her GCS was fluctuating between 7 to 3, then to 4, then to it's just, I don't know, it's just strange. So yeah, that has been my morning. It's currently past lunchtime. I'm so tired. I just want to rest a bit and see what the remainder of the day will bring. So it's usually kind of hard to record when you're on call, because when you get the call, you don't think like, hey, I need to take a video. The first thought is like, there's a patient who needs your help. You start thinking of like any differential diagnosis, what are the management options, so that by the time you reach there, you are at least, you know what you're supposed to do. You don't look at the nurse and the nurses are looking at you and you're like, I don't know what to do, and they don't know what to do. So at least by the time you reach there, you have an idea of what you're supposed to do. So that's why I don't usually vlog before, like when I get the call, because as I said, my mind usually just goes to the patient and what will be the management options, those things. So I hope to improve on that eventually. Anyway, let me just rest. I'm so tired and I'm feeling so hot because I was wearing like my sweater and because I left in the morning. Bye. 6 p.m. the next day after call, and I'm heading home finally. So happy. It's been a very busy day, extremely busy, but I'm happy that I was able to do what I needed to do. Hello guys. So today is Monday. I finished my call today. Today. And I'm so tired. I think this is one of the busiest calls I've ever had. It wasn't a bad call. For me, a bad call is when you're called overnight to come and manage something. So for a good call is when you get to sleep. Like no matter what time you go and sleep, at least you get to sleep. Like once you've gone to bed, you've gone to bed. You're not called in between. So that's for me a good call. So that I consider what I had this weekend as a good call. I had several admissions, really, really interesting cases. I got to do 2 LPs. Not like I was there admitting patients. I really like practicing medicine so far. And got to manage some emergencies. What else? But I don't know, it's good sometimes to have an emergency from a medical and learning point of view, but also sometimes you just get tired, like if they're overwhelming and they're back to back. I don't know how the echoes do it. They are really, really good. So I've just come home and I am super tired. I just want to take a nap. I don't know how long the nap will take. Chances are I'll wake up tomorrow in the morning. So I just wanted to give you guys a small update on my weekend call. I really, really enjoyed it. And I'm sorry I was not able to record in between. It's usually so hard because it's not easy to record when you're in action. I did not have a post call because today I had a patient who needed to be stepped up, and as I always keep on saying, I don't like leaving things, especially concerning the patient's welfare, hanging. I'd rather stay around, make sure that the patient gets whatever care that the patient requires, and then I can go home. So for this patient, she became suddenly critically ill and we had to step her up to the HDU. But ended up going to ICU eventually. So I didn't really want to leave. So I don't know, today I feel kind of sad. I think I've seen so many sick people. Sometimes it takes a toll on you, no matter how positive you try to be, and especially when you're around the patient, you have to keep on telling them like things are going to be okay. Now I know why I'm feeling kind of sad. Today I met this patient. She is so sweet, so nice, and you just want her to be your mom. such a nice, caring, sweet lady, but she's really sick. And the whole time when I was with her in the morning pre-rounding, even in the evening before I left, she was just smiling. And I know her diagnosis and she also knows her diagnosis, but she was just smiling and telling me, God bless you for all the care. And I think that's why I'm feeling kind of sad, because sometimes life is unfair. Like, people like such a nice soul with such a poor prognosis, and like you're just in the palliative phase of taking care of her, but she can afford a smile. I know it's not something that's supposed to make me feel sad, but just thinking about it makes you feel sad, because you just wish that it's not like she's going to leave us tomorrow, but just wish like she had something, like you can just give medication and then it goes away and then everything is okay. But I wish all patients were like her. In the morning, even though you're really sick, but you can just afford a smile to your doctor. It really made my day today, honestly, considering how my morning started with the emergencies and rushing up and down trying to sort patients. But when I reached to this patient, Aki just felt calm and at ease. Like, she has this vibe that she's giving, and she's just smiling, and she's so beautiful. Oh my, I really loved her. I wish we could spend more time with her, but she has to go home. I think that's why I'm sad, because she's going home. Yeah, but it's a good thing. At least she'll be with her family. Yeah. Anyway, I am so tired, guys. I did not do a post call, so I've been working from Saturday morning, Saturday night, Sunday morning, Sunday night, Monday morning, Monday during the day. So I'm just really beat. I want to sleep and see what the rest of the week brings. Bye guys, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'm at least giving you a good behind the scenes from what it means being in internship and what to expect, the highs and the lows in real time. So yeah, bye, good night. I'm saying good night. Anyway, bye. Hello. So today is on Tuesday, and I've just arrived home a few minutes ago. I came home today a bit late. I came home a few minutes past 7 p.m. and usually finish at 5 p.m. So the reason I'm late today is actually something exciting for me. I did my first plural tap today. So so I did my plural tap. I was being guided by my one of my colleagues who's ever done a plural tap before. So today actually I did an acidic tap, but I've done several acidic taps, and then I was to do a plural tap, and we did the plural tap. Initially, obviously you're scared, it's your first time, and then eventually I got to the right location, did the tap. As we were tapping the the patient, one of our consultants passed by and went to the HDU. So as I've mentioned before, I really like attending the HDU round sometimes, because you just get to learn something new each time. So I went and I found that they were also supposed to do a thoracocentesis, which is the procedure is kind of the same, only that now for the plural tap, whatever I was doing was what's it called, for therapeutic reasons, and then whatever they were doing was for diagnostic purposes. So I was collecting more fluid than they were. So I went, and the procedure was so different. So this is a consultant from the States, and like in the States, they are really way ahead of us. So for me, we just went below the scapula. You make the patient sit like this, and then you go to the lower border of the scapula, and then we started percussing. So we went like 2 centimeters below the level of dullness, and then that's where I tapped. Now the consultant was like, you need to do an ultrasound before you do the tap, so that, okay, you don't need to, but like it's appropriate, so that like where the fluid level is, and you can actually see that there's fluid there. And then he did the ultrasound, and then like the sterility, and then I was also sterile, like I wore the sterile gloves and did whatever was necessary, but mine was a bit a bit kienyeji, so I just went to the lower border of the scapula, 2 ribs, 2 levels below, so 2 intercostal spaces below the level of dullness, and then that's why I tapped. But for him, he was so particular. He's a pulmonologist, so he was so particular. You need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do that. And I was like, I wish I had seen how he was doing it before. Maybe I would have done mine different. So when he was doing his, I kept on asking him questions, because I was like, oh my, what if I've injured the patient? Though it was working, like fluid was coming out. So eventually when he was done with his, I just asked him to come and look at my patient. But it was okay. And it just shows you like how far we are as a country in terms of medical care, because like he was so scared the whole time on something that we actually usually do in the wards every other time. We don't even, like some hospitals, we're lucky that we have a portable ultrasound machine. Some hospitals don't really have that, so you just have to use your anatomy and work through it, because at the end of the day the patient needs the care. So yeah, we ended up collecting 1650 mLs of fluid from the patient, and that's quite a lot. You can imagine having all that fluid in like surrounding your lungs. Must have been very uncomfortable. And also did an acetic tap. I think we collected I think maybe 2 liters of fluid from her. But acetic taps are kind of easy. You just go using the Z method and you're in. For the pleural tap, I've never done it before and I was so scared. Yeah, but it was okay. That's why I'm late today, because I also had to wait for the fluid to drain and ensure that the patient was okay later. Yeah, then I just came back home. So today has been an exciting day from a doctor's perspective, and I hope also for the patients, because at least now they have some relief from carrying all that fluid every other time. Yeah, so just a small update on how my Tuesday has been. I've done an acetic tap, I've done a pleural tap, and they were successful. I'm more excited about the pleural tap because it was my first time. Anyway, I am really tired. Plan as usual every evening is to try and read. The keyword there is try. And then sleep. I've already eaten. I ate at the hospital because of waiting for the pleural tap. Yeah. So anyway, good night guys. Bye. Good morning. So today is Wednesday and I am on call. Kind of forgot that I'm supposed to be on call. That's why I usually like to put all the call days on my phone so that it reminds me in the morning. So I have to pack like an overnight bag. So basically my, what are they called? Lady things. Zinaitwaje? Like like lotion, soap, roll-on, towel, and what is it called? Socks. Anyway, I'm just supposed to carry things for tomorrow because I'll be spending the night there. So currently in the middle of making breakfast and preparing tea and making my bed at the same time. And then since I'm already bathed and clean and ready to leave, once I take my cup of tea, I'll leave. So just a small update. Hopefully I'll be able to take you along through my call. But as I keep on saying, when you're on call and you're called, your heart just starts beating because you're supposed to be called when there's an emergency most of the time, or when you're supposed to admit a patient. And by the time you're admitting a patient, that's a really sick patient. So it won't be a default setting that you're supposed to whip out your phone and start recording yourself, So I'll try my best, but I'm not making any promises. So have a good day and see you later, guys. Someone mentioned that I really like smiling. It's because my mom, one of the many advices she gave me during graduation was I need to always smile, because the patients are going through a really hard time. So sometimes that one smile can change their whole day. I think that's why I like smiling, especially when I'm serving the patients, so that they can just have something bright, something to brighten up their day, even if they're having a horrible day. So I'm heading to the stage and I'm just about to reach, and I don't really like recording there, so bye.
Are you sure? Okay.
Night shift. So I've just come from admitting a patient. Quite an interesting case, but I can't share the details. Going to see if there is food. Hopefully there is. If not, I'm going to sleep hungry tonight, unfortunately. So I've arrived to the call rooms. I've actually arrived a few minutes ago. I'm so fortunate. Today is Bible study. It's Wednesday, and it was supposed to be held here at the hospital. So I'm lucky that my colleagues had decided to cook, and I'm not sleeping hungry. I've gotten to eat something at least, so that's a good thing, I'm so happy. It's a good thing that I took my time with the patients. Mungu ameni reward. God has rewarded me. So I'm just happy I'm not sleeping hungry. Aki was so hungry. Could not imagine eating. I was to eat a bun and soda for supper, but at least I've gotten to eat a real meal. I'm so happy. I will continue working as hard as I have. I was feeling like, I wish I had done things faster and seen the patients a bit faster. Maybe I would have gotten food, but it's good that I took my time with them, because God has rewarded me, or rather my stomach. Anyway, let me rest and see what the night brings. Hopefully I won't be cold. That's the hope. Good night, guys. So it's post call. Today is Thursday. It's Thursday morning, and I'm headed to the hospital. Lucky this place is always so hilly. Everywhere you go, there's a hill. So far, I've been so lucky that whenever I go to sleep, even if it's at 6 a.m., I'm not called back. So I get good uninterrupted sleep. And I'm heading to the hospital. Let's see what today brings. Hi guys, finally the week has ended. It's Friday, but unfortunately I don't get to celebrate, because tomorrow I still have to wake up early and go to work for rounds. I'm not even sure when the rounds will be. And then I had the bright idea to go for a hike tomorrow. I don't know what I was thinking, because right now I feel like my body is battered. I'm so tired. This has been a really hectic week, but I have really learned a lot. Like, the experience is unequitable, just amazing. I've really enjoyed this week as much as I'm tired. I normally don't prop myself in bed like this in scrubs, but I'm just so tired. I can't imagine raising myself up and going to bathe, but I have to. And then I have to go warm food. I'm so lucky I have a microwave. I can't imagine starting to cook from scratch. I'm just so beat. I'm so beat. Oh my God. What? but I really enjoyed this week. And at the end of the day, I did my best, my level best for each and every patient that I served this week. So I hope I'll be rewarded down the line. Anyway, yesterday I wanted to vlog, so I came back really late, like past 6, because I was leaving the hospital past 6:15. So I'm sure I reached here and I passed by the, what is it called, the shopping center. So I'm sure I reached here slightly past 6:30 or 6:45 there. So I came, I was so excited. I really wanted to like vlog and tell you all about my day. And yeah, when I arrived like this, when I was taking the phone now, blackout, like total darkness. In fact, I like 1 second, like for just a second, I thought like my blindness had come back, but it was just a blackout because it had started raining. When I arrived like this, it started raining and then the lights went out. So the lights had gone out and my phone was at 11%. So fortunately, stima zilirudi. Like after a few seconds, we got electricity came back. So the first thing I did was I put my phone on the charger, because where I'm not about to do such jokes. Can you imagine being in the dark alone and I don't own any other device? Okay, I have a laptop, but it's more a desktop than a laptop. It can't keep power. So like I would be in darkness with nothing to entertain myself. And nowadays my threshold for reading novels is like this much, like this. I don't know. I loved reading novels when I was young, and I tried, actually I read a lot in primary and high school, but ever since I came to med school, I think my my medical books and journals are just like enough. I can't stand reading. I don't know, like I just get so tired and I just sleep. So the first thing I did was put my phone on the charger, and then I rushed to the bathroom because I had to bathe. So I wanted to bathe before like electricity goes, because where I stay, electricity, like once it just starts raining like this, electricity goes. So I put my phone in the charger and then I rushed to the bathroom, and then I was trying to bathe rapidly. So my shower, like whenever you put on the switch and then you switch on the tap, I don't know if that's what it's called, but kuwasha tap, kufungua tap, but the switch has to be on first. So my bathroom light goes dim. So that's how I know like I'm at the right, the right place where my water will be hot. So I did that. It was okay. So as I was showering, it started going dimmer and dimmer. So I was like, oh my god, stima inataka kupotea. So I just like scrubbed myself really fast and then rinsed myself so fast and then left the shower, and then with my towel, still trying to put my towel on, I rushed to the kitchenette, and then I put my food in the microwave and put hot water in the jug, then came here, came to my bedroom, changed very fast into my pajamas, and then went back, took my food, and my water was already ready, put my water in the hot water bottle, shoved it in bed, and then came to bed. You know what? Stima haikupotea. Electricity decided to remain, which I'm not sad about, but like after all the hassle, I was like running against time, I don't even think I was clean. Thank God I bathed twice a day. I think yesterday was just for my mental health, to know that I bathed. Otherwise, why am I putting this out in the internet? But this is real life. Like stima hupotea na itabidi uoge in 5 seconds. Na utakuwa umechoka na utabidi ukimbie kwa nyumba na stima itakataa kupotea. So what was exciting about yesterday? Yesterday we did an LP, which was really frustrating because we were not getting the tap, but eventually we got it. What else interesting did they do? We had several IMED consults in Obsgain, but we were consulted and all the patients were later discharged, so I don't know why we were consulted, but it is life. Yeah, other than the electricity thing, it was just a normal day. Hard at work, really enjoying work. I really enjoy medicine. Like every day when I'm talking to the patients and running up and down looking for samples and like prescribing medication and reading through the disease process of the patient, so that as I'm managing them, I know what I'm supposed to do and maybe know what to expect. I really just have this this sense of satisfaction in my heart, like, hey, you're just in the right place. Like, I'm really enjoying IMED, extremely loving medicine. Like, this is my calling. Let's see what will happen in the other rotations. Kwanza, my next rotation is OBS, and OBS universally, whether you're in the county or you're in a private hospital or in a mission hospital like me, it's usually very, very hectic. Like, there's a lot of work. So let's see how it goes. But so far, Aki, I'm really, really enjoying medicine, and I really enjoy seeing patients being discharged. When I was in ICU, I realized I wasn't getting that kind of satisfaction, because most of our patients after ICU, they go to HDU, then the floor, then they're discharged there. The floor is like just the common ward where you don't really need any constant monitoring. So when I say floor, that's what I mean. So I think there wasn't that per se, but in the floors, I've actually met some patients that I had managed in ICU, and they came when they were not talking with GCSs of below 8, and now they can talk, they can walk, like they're just normal functioning people. And when I saw them at the ICU, they looked like they were going, but by some miracle and also a lot of medical intervention, they are okay. And it just reinforces the like my spirit, like these people get healed. Whatever you're doing is working, so you keep at it, keep doing it. I really enjoy that. Like, actually, the very first patient, when I went to ICU as I was starting my rotation, the very first patient I had was a TBI patient, and he was admitted with a GCS of 6 and had come after having he had been in another facility and was referred to a facility, and the reason why he was the way he was is because he had an RTA, so a road traffic accident. Aki, this patient was bad, and he ended up being COVID positive. Like, it was just bad. But I saw him walk. I was so happy. I know he can't remember me because I only attended to him in the ICU. But when I saw him going home, I was like, Kai, ni wewe, is that you? I was so happy. I'm sure he was wondering, hey, this doctor, why is this doctor so excited to see me go? Because I'm so sure he didn't recognize me, considering when I was talking to him, he was barely alive, But it just makes you happy. Like, I really enjoy what I'm doing. And yesterday we had this patient who had come in a very bad state. So when she was leaving, she was like, Aki, I'm blessing all of you. You've done such a great job. I'm so happy. Mubarikiwe. Oh God, it was so nice. So such moments make it worthwhile. Like when you're running up and down, rotating in the lab, trying to find out what happened to your patient sample. When you're trying to fix a line and it's not fixing, and you have to struggle because this patient needs blood. It's nice. At the end of the day, it's for the patient and it's for the benefit of the patient. So that's something to consider. So guys, I know I started this section saying that the way I'm so tired, but hadi nimeinuka kutoka kwa kitanda. Like, that's how much energy and joy I have for my patients. So I now have enough energy to go and bathe. Hopefully the electricity will behave this time, but it's not raining, so chances of it going, let me not say alafu we just goes. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and in case of anything else, I will update you guys. Bye.